Okay, we are going to look in this workshop about conceptual design and the conceptual design specifically for this tower. This is a quite high tower with a plan view around 30 meters and a short side around 8 meters. The height will be around 43 or 45. Of course, during this stage at the first stage, we identify and examine some requirements for potential solutions. We need to evaluate and we need to understand the design and develop this design. Another point or another phase for this is the verification according to some kind of code. Here in Europe, we have the design code, which is Eurocode. In the next stage, we are checking preliminary and detailed designs. We need to think things like forces loading to the foundations, for example. And now I am show you the result of process. But we are going to go from the sketchboard, from plan views to elevations, and of course serviceabilities, things like we need to think, for example, the coordination of the structural and architectural design for, in this case, a multi-story building with steel frames. This building there is no portal frame, only a steel frame, and we are going to later on define the criteria for making our design. We need to think about floor grids to define the way that the loads are going to influence the whole building. We need to think about the influence of building height, for example, for the forces, wind forces in lateral direction, and how these forces are transferred to the beams, to the columns, and later on to the foundation. We need to think about horizontal coordination for each floor, the serviceabilities for the service zones. In this case, we have in the middle a reactor. Things like vertical coordination, floor-to-floor heights as well, and vertical coordination from structural zones. What we means with that? We means bracing, for example, for lateral loading, taking and transferring to other columns. Vertical coordination for service zones. We need to think that for services we need some kind of stairs to go up in this building. Structural options, span range of structural zones, and some idea about the quantity of steel, what kind of profiles for columns and beams. So I'm going to begin this from scratch and using a very simple application on my iPad, showing only a very simple way to think at the beginning, to go to the more complicated and intrinsic way to thinking, making the analysis and dimensioning of this structure in some kind of calculation software. Okay, I hope that we enjoy this technique around conceptual design and the process of this building. So in the next step, I go step by step. Right.